Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron. the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Give you all a full view of the screen here before we come on camera as Atlanta gets ready for game 2 of a 4-game set. If you missed the end of it last night, you missed a game. Man, did you miss a game. We'll talk more about that here in 1 second. Did want to look at the lineup real quick. It's the same one from last night for the Braves. A little different for the Diamondbacks, mainly because you got a lefty on the mound. And you'll see that the big boppers are Marte. He has much more power from the right side. Marte, Gurriel, and Walker. You see the rest of the order is pretty lightweight hitting lineup. But Atlanta is going to be in for a dogfight tonight, or should be, because we're going head-to-head versus Zach Gallen. Remember last time we saw Zach Gallen out in the desert last year, he was in the middle of an incredible scoreless inning streak and pitched a really good game against Atlanta. I expect more of the same. I expect Chris Sale to bring his A game. He's got an extra day of rest. I expect Chris Sale to bring it. If you missed the news, coming on camera here. Let's see, here we go. If you missed the news, we have activated AJ Smith-Shawver. AJ Smith-Shawver has been activated, and what they're not telling anybody, because they're playing it close to the vest, as they normally do, what they're telling everybody is, or not telling everybody, is whether or not he is going to start or is he going to be a bullpen piece. for this week. So Bryce Elder was optioned back down to AAA. Not that Bryce Elder didn't pitch a great game. He pitched a phenomenal game. A lot of people were doubting him and really naysaying him on I went back to look at some things on social media after the game because I was kind of curious where the temperature of the room was on it. And a lot of folks were, they were just mashing the hell out of Elder, hating on him. And he pitched one heck of a ball game if you missed it last night. But A.J. Smith-Shawver has been brought up and Bryce Elder has been sent down. But remember, Elder was taking the place of Lee, who was in the bullpen. So A.J. Smith-Shawver may be coming out of the bullpen. We don't know. He could spell somebody if somebody gets in trouble. He could be a long man, kind of like what Grant Holmes has been doing. Or they may decide to only go for him in the short stints, the one-inning stints going forward. Because remember, they're trying to limit his innings and maybe trying to see if he can come out of the bullpen and pitch well. If he can pitch well out of the bullpen, he's got, 3 weeks to audition and see if maybe the Braves don't need to make a move for another bullpen piece. So there you have that. He may get a start. We may find out that he gets a start tomorrow and pushes somebody else back. And that's very well could happen. But if you did that, I would think you would wait until you could use Grant Holmes. So maybe later in the week, maybe in San Diego or something. But anyways, we'll just see how it happens because there's been a lot of guessing. Nobody knows. If anybody tells you they know, they're lying. Let's listen to a couple of guys from last night. Bryce Elder, first of all, on his performance.
Bryce, obviously a big win for this team here tonight. Just overall, from your perspective, kind of what did you see and what are the emotions knowing they had the chance to pull this one off?
It was good. I think it got tough there at the end. 6 was a little hairy, so be able to come back and win that one is a big one.
What did you feel just in your outing here tonight?
I thought it was good. I think, the 6 started a little weird, and then the 2 walks, obviously, not ideal. So, overall, I think I was pleased. Gave us a chance to win. That's all I can do.
How about you've seen Eddie come up with a lot of big hits over the years. It's surprising to see him do this on the first night back.
No, it's really not. It never fails. He can be on a big slump or struggling, and you get in that situation, he's always there ready to go. So it's fun to watch.
How would you describe the impact of Sean Murphy and the leader he is for this team?
It's pretty special. He's very, especially as a catcher, him and Travis both are very good. They're just like, I don't know if calming's the right word, but they never panic. They never seem to get caught off guard. So just kind of the center of the field out there, that it's pretty special.
What can games like this do kind of going forward? Just, it's good to win any game, but just in this fashion.
I think it's good. I think, the hard wins are the ones that can get you rolling. So just kind of watching in the past couple of weeks, these are the kind of wins that can get us on a run. So it'll be good.
Where were you watching the ninth inning? Were you in here?
Yeah, I was in here. I stay inside.
Did you happen to see the pitch location to Eddie?
I was almost at his eyes.
I was wondering what you would be thinking if you were Paul Sewald in the last out of the game, a guy hit that pitch as a pitcher.
I'd probably be confused, especially with his fastball and the way that it plays. I'd probably be really confused, but Eddie put a good swing on it, and so we'll take it.
Okay, so that was Elder, and then after that they talked to Joe Jimenez really quick. We never get to hear from Joe Jimenez, so I did want y'all to hear this really quick interview, but just basically asking him about Raisel Iglesias going out there for 2 innings and showing how much that he wanted to win, and Jimenez, of course, coming in and shutting it down.
You got to do your best just to hold the runner, and especially if we have the lead. So, it's crazy, but great.
That was, I think, the first time Iggy's gotten multiples in like a few years. What does that say about just the type of team guy he is?
I know he can do it. We had talked about it. Since I'm here last year, I saw him when he was in Cincinnati and LA, that he did it multiple times, and I know he can do it. He was a starter too a couple years ago. So, that was huge for us.
What can a win like that? It's good to win any game, but just a tough win where you come back. What can that do going forward to kind of spark you guys more?
No, we need every win that we can get, and especially against a team like this. So, we take it, and hopefully this is going to take off.
Did you happen to see where the pitch was thrown to Eddie that he hit? Like how high it was?
You can't see it from the bullpen, but we just saw the head. Yeah.
How would you describe just the feeling, kind of electric and mentality heading into a moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a great moment just to get out of, especially it was huge for the team. You try to hold the runner however you can. So yeah, it's hard now in extra innings having that runner on second, but it's just we came out good. So yeah.
How would you describe the leader that Sean Murphy has been for this group?
Awesome. I mean, in both sides of the play, catching and as a hitter, it's just amazing to have him in this team. He's one of the best in MLB. So he's been great.
And then one last one before I give you my picks. This is Sean Murphy talking about last night's game. Of course, he was the hero last night, but honest engine, if you missed that play by Matt Olson down in the halfway down the right field line in foul territory, it was one of the all-time great defensive plays you'll ever see from a first baseman, and he did it in such a clutch moment.
So you look back, how big was that play that Olsen made from your vantage point, just to be able to even get the throw somewhere close to you?
I mean, it was spectacular. I was thinking kind of want to let that one drop, but he had the wherewithal to slide and make that throw. I mean, got enough on it too. We held the runner. That was the play of the game. I mean, that saved a run right there.
What about Eddie? I mean, it feels like he always finds a way to get a bat on a ball when he's down at 2 strikes. How just impressive was that pitch, especially where he hit it?
It was incredible. I mean, it's we know that from Eddie. Eddie can hit just about anything, and he knows it. So he's not afraid to go up there and swing. And he's dangerous no matter where you throw it.
I know you do the same thing every time, but when you go up in that spot, how calm were you? I mean, adrenaline's flowing, obviously, but how calm did you stay?
I mean, pretty calm. Just try and get your best swing off. Keep the line moving. Obviously, hit the homer, but the idea is just to get the next guy up and see what happens. But went my way and left the ballpark.
You're never going to talk about yourself, but how gratifying is a moment like that for it to come in that spot?
Feels good, right? So you get that, and then you're back in the dugout and trying to figure out how to shut them down and get to the next, get the extras. So, the bullpen was fantastic tonight, and big credit to Holmes. Keeping that thing close enough to where we can come back.
About that play that Mac made there. I mean, how impressive was that?
That's an incredible play. I just said that it probably saved the game. A lot of good things happened tonight on mid plays, but I mean, you can look at that one and tip your cap and say that was a big moment.
Grant has been so impressive this season. What exactly have you seen from him?
He hasn't I would say feel the pressure or anything like that. He's just come up and he knows his role, and he knows he's in there to throw strikes and get outs and give us some innings. And when he does get in there, he does exactly that. And keeps his foot on the pedal and puts pressure on the other offense just to swing the bats. Yeah, he was great tonight. Full credit to him.
It's always nice to get a win, but when you do it in this fashion, does he give it you a little extra boost? I mean, as a team?
Yeah, I would say it does. Hopefully that leads to some more momentum going forward, and I think we all feel pretty good about it.
A lot of closers do things their own way. What did it say about Iggy that he was willing to go out for a second inning?
It means he wants to win, and it's the kind of guy I want with the ball at the end of the game.
Okay, so that was it. I just wanted y'all to hear some of those clips because some of those guys, Murphy and Jimenez, we never hear from. We've only heard from Elder a few times. Tonight, I'm going to take the Braves to win 6-4. I think we're going to have to do it in the back end because I think the runs are going to come few and far between in the first half of the game. We're going to have to get to that bullpen. Both bullpens got a little taxed last night. I don't expect us to be able to have Iglesias available if we need a closer. Remember, he pitch 2 innings last night, but he also pitched the day before. He's pitched quite a bit here recently. So I think he's done for probably the next few days. So it'll probably be Jimenez closing, but they'll probably play matchups. If it ends up being a lot of lefties set up, then they would probably go to Mentor. I'm going to take the Braves to win 6-4. I'm going to go Austin Riley tonight because not only is he one of our hotter hitters, he is 4 for 10 lifetime, 400 batting average. With a home run against Zach Gallen. Another guy to keep an eye on. Ozzie Albies has taken him yard. He's 4 for 11. Matt Olson's only 2 for 12, but he has taken Zach Gallen yard. Zach Gallen has been pitching much better recently, so I expect a pitcher's duel. Let's get it. By the way, randomly, Orlando Arce is 1 for 5 with a home run. So, you never know. All right, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Let's get it.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Kid Kelnick, 10 home runs, 29 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .271. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies, a .261 average, 6 stolen bases, 44 RBI, 8 home runs. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley, 12 home runs, 38 RBI, batting .253. Batting cleanup and playing first, it's Matt Olson. 13 home runs, 42 RBI, batting .239. Batting fifth, your designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 23 home runs, 73 RBI, batting .292. Batting sixth, playing right, it's Adam Duvall. Duvey has 7 home runs, 22 RBI, batting .184. Batting seventh, playing left, Eddie Rosario. 7 home runs, 26 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .184. Sean Murphy, batting eighth, behind home plate, 5 home runs, 11 RBI, batting .224. Orlando Arcia batting ninth and playing short with 6 home runs, 23 RBI, batting .211. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Chris Saleday. The southpaw is 11-3 with the 2.71 ERA. .91 whip, 99 2/3 innings, 72 hits allowed, and your 2024 All-Star has 127 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 7 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Zach Gallen. He's 6-4 with a 3.06 ERA, a 1.11 whip, 67 2/3 innings, 56 hits allowed, 71 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 6 home runs given up. Backing up Gallen in the bottom of the first inning, it's Ketel Marte. Playing second base with 17 home runs, 51 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .281. Batting second, playing left, Randall Grichuk. 3 home runs, 20 RBI, batting .288. Luis Gurriel is batting third, the designated hitter, with 13 home runs, 55 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .268. Christian Walker, batting cleanup and playing first. 22 home runs, 65 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .265. Behind home plate and batting fifth, it's Gabby Moreno. 4 homers, 31 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .249. Jake McCarthy is batting sixth and playing right. He has 3 home runs, 20 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .279. Batting seventh, Eugenio Suarez. The third baseman has 7 home runs, 39 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .207. Alec Thomas is in center field and batting eighth. 2 homers, 9 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .212. And at short, batting ninth, hello, Newman. 2 home runs, 20 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .286. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Paul Clemens. Your first base umpire is Corey Blazer. Second base will be manned by Manny Gonzalez, and down the third base line, it's Todd Titchener. Your Atlanta Braves come in 50-39, 11 over 500, 21-22 on the road. Arizona Diamondbacks are 45-46, 22-22 at home. Atlanta is minus 120 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. Arizona Diamondbacks are 45-46, 22-22 at home. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Dbacks, Game 2 of a 4-game set. Your Atlanta Braves will send Chris Sale out there. The conductor emoji is kicking in the chat. 9:40 first pitch. The rest of the week right here on Braves Country Radio. Country Club members, warm up those chop arms. Get the conductor going. In Braves Country, get your game face on.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Atlanta Braves are wearing their classic road grays. Atlanta across the chest in red, outlined in blue, tomahawk underneath. Numbers on the back, same deal, and the names are in navy on the back. Navy caps with the white A. Arizona is wearing one of their City Connects. It's a yellow, and it says Serpientos on the front, meaning snakes. And I believe yellow caps, yes, yellow caps as well. It's kind of a light yellow. It's not like that god-awful City Connect bright yellow that Boston uses. It's more of a off yellow, but they are bright uniforms. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Gallen comes set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Good evening, Country Club members. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Gallen working quickly, change up over the top, 0-2. Home plate umpire Paul Clemens tonight. The 0-2 from Gallen, the right-hander, comes set, lifts his black leather glove, and looks like Kelenic wants a timeout. Good evening, Country Club members. We've got Mark in the chat. We've got Charlie in the chat. The 0-2. Try to give him a chase the slider down low. 1-2. Edward Spry, Country Club member. Who else do we have here? We have AY in the chat. David S., Country Club member. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That ball is roasted into right field through the hole for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves have one on, nobody out. Good evening, Goat. We see you in the chat. On a mission, Goat Country Club member. On a mission, Justin Green. AY 1037. Jim loves the tomahawk chop. First pitch on the way to Ozzy's, up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Jim NFL says that he loves the tomahawk chop, but he would like to point to on the doll where they hurt him. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it back. 1-1. That time Gallen did kind of a quick delivery there, try to throw off Ozzy's timing. On a mission, 10:37. I believe we said good evening to Mark. Grandma King. Throw over to first. Kelenic dives back into the bag. John Edward Spry, Country Club member. Nathaniel Brooks, Country Club member. Brian Andrews, club member. Marguerite, good to see you. Perm. What up, Big Perm? The 1-1. Swung on, chopped over towards first base side, just foul. Went under the glove of the first baseman, Walker. If that is just a little bit to the left, Kelenic would have been off to the races. So 1-2 count to Ozzy. Picked a click tonight. If you missed it at the pregame, I picked Riley and the Braves to win 6-4. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Swing. Pops it up. High in the sky. Bending over in foul territory. Third base side. Making the catch. Suarez, one away. Ozzie just got underneath that one. One down. Austin Riley comes to the plate. Austin Riley 4 for 10 lifetime with the home run. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to the rake is 95 off the plate. Wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Comes set. Kicks and spins. Bender right there at the knees on the outer edge. 1-1. 1-1 count. Gallen brings it in the dirt. Ball gets away. Kelenic will stay put. Ball didn't go too far in front of Moreno. Zach Gallen, one of the better right-handers in the National League. Should be noted is the 2-1 delivery to Riley as he digs in. Gallen's going to step off the bump for a second. Gallen was on the shelf for a little bit. He only had one start in June. Came back, played against Oakland. The 2-1 swing, chops it foul, change up down and in, 2-2. 6 shutout innings against Oakland, then pitched against the Dodgers last time out, 4 innings, 3 earned runs. Before that, he was sporting a 2.81 ERA in May is the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Riley chased that one out of the zone, 2 away. That one was in the dirt, down below his ankles. He couldn't lay off. 3.67 ERA in April. So all in all, he's had a pretty solid year. Remember, beginning of the year, he had a couple of shaky outings, but everyone goes through that. Throw over there to Kelenic. Almost gets him. He whipped it over there. Kelenic really close, getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. We've seen him have that happen to him a couple of times. He was definitely leaning. He just got back. 1 on, 2 out. Olsen standing in, batting .239 on the year. Gallen brings it. Cutter right there. Just snags the zone. It's 0-1. Matt Olson, .239 with the .746 OPS. The 0-1. Outside wide, 91-mile-an-hour misses. 1-1. What you'll see from Zach Gallen tonight, if you're not familiar with him, Zach Gallen threw 6 different pitches. The 1-1 swing fouls it back out of play, 1-2. He heavily leans on the four-seamer at 50% of the time. Then he'll mix in pretty evenly the curve, the change, and the slider. He'll throw a cut and a sinker just enough to keep you honest. But those 4 are the main ones that you'll see: the four-seam, the curve, the change, and the slider. The 1-2 pitch. Caught, looking, strike 3. 96 right down the black. And Olsen couldn't pull the trigger. We'll be back in a flash. Chris Sale takes the bump. 0-0 your score.
Interesting facts about me. I was born on my birthday. I don't tell everybody this, but I'm also naked under my clothes.
Spring training, the precursor to the regular season. Here's the history of spring training. The first baseball team to host spring training outside of their home field was the New York Mutuals when they traveled to New Orleans in 1869. Aside from New Orleans, teams would also train in Washington, D.C., Georgia, and Cape May in New Jersey. Originally, not all teams participated in spring training. One manager argued that players would be more susceptible to injuries and colds when they returned to their colder home climates. The birthplace of spring training baseball could be traced back to Hot Springs, Arkansas, where the first major league teams would visit visit before the season started. Babe Ruth's first time playing any position other than pitcher occurred in a spring training game on St. Patrick's Day in 1918. The first time the phrase pitchers and catchers report was used was in an article in the Sporting News in 1924. After World War II, both the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees trained outside of the United States in the Dominican Republic and Cuba. The Grapefruit League got its name after an aviator named Ruth Law was supposed to drop a baseball 500 feet out of her plane for the Brooklyn Dodgers manager Wilbert Robinson to catch, but instead used a grapefruit because she forgot the ball. Usually the team with the best record in spring training doesn't go on to win the whole thing, but it has happened. Both the 2009 Yankees and the 2018 Boston Red Sox won both the Grapefruit League and the World Series in the same year.
So it wasn't just Ken Seiko, and so one of the reasons that I thought that it was an important subject was it was spreading. It was already spreading by 1988.
The sports writer Tom Boswell tried to raise the issue, but no one paid attention. Soon, other players, including some of Canseco's Oakland teammates, were asking him for advice, following his training program.
We began seeing these enormous bodies like we'd never seen before. And, you know, when you saw some guys take off their shirts, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale digs in. First pitch on the way is 95 out wide. For a ball, it's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Ketel Marte, 17 home runs, a 281 average. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 94. Kissing the caps, it's 1-1. Braves nothing, Diamondbacks nothing. Bottom of the first inning, just getting going. The 1-1. Swung on, hammered into left field. Diving attempt by Riley, but to no avail, and it's a leadoff single for the Diamondbacks. Hard hit ball. Hanging slider just got way too much of the plate. One on, nobody out. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Slider comes in, grabs his zone about thigh high. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sale comes set, kicks and fires, swing and a miss. 0-2. Another slider. That was a good one. So an 0-2 count. Sale comes set, kicks and fires, swung on, just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. Country Club members, we just added the Chris Sale emoji in, so you may have to refresh to get a hold of it. We thought we had it in there, but it, for whatever reason, didn't catch the first time. The 0-2 from Sale. Just misses outside wide. Slider. We'll do it again. 1-2 count. Runner on first. Nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. The 1-2. Sale lifts his red glove, brings it. 96 out wide. 2-2. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night. We're going to have to find out what the game plan is, but if you missed the pregame show, A.J. Smith-Shawver, the SSAJ, is back. He's on the roster. The 2-2 swing, and that ball's lifted into center field. Kid Kelnick doesn't have to move much. J.K. will fire it back into the infield after making the catch, one away. F8 in your scorecard. Mets took care of the Nationals 7-5. They had a 6-0 lead, though. They almost blew it. One on, one out. Double play would get us out of this mess. Yuri Gurriel coming to the plate. Batting .268 on the year. Lefty-righty. Southpaw brings it. Fastball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Cincinnati leading the Rockies in the sixth. They had a rain delay. It's 7-4 in the sixth. A lot of rain delays and rain outs today. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Don't have to worry about that here. They have a retractable roof. It's closed tonight, and that's basically because of the heat out in Arizona right now. The 1-1. Changeup misses. Ball 2, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in just 1 second. The 2-1 from Sale. Slider misses outside wide. Ball 3, 3-1. Kind of nibbling on the edges there. I don't think he wants to lay one into Gurriel, but you don't really want to put him on either because Chris Walker looms on deck with his 22 home runs. A 3-1 pitch. Right there at the knees. Good pitch. Full count. Gurriel didn't appear to like the call, but no batter likes any call. They want them all. Boston 11-6 over Oakland in the eighth. Houston 4-2 over Miami in the seventh. Sale step off the rubber here for a second. Phillies pound the Dodgers 10-1. That's a final. Tampa Bay 5-3 over the Yankees. That's a final. Minnesota, Chicago, White Sox, they were postponed along with Kansas City and St. Louis. The 3-2 pitch swung on, bang, foul down the line. Wind with the changeup on the inner cut. We'll do it again. Full count. Cubs all over Baltimore. They beat the Orioles in Camden Yards 9-2. Taillon gets his sixth win of the year. The payoff pitch, inside nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So Chris Sale struggling here to start the game. 2 on, 1 out, and the cleanup hitter with 22 home runs, Christian Walker, is coming to the plate. Game's about to begin. Toronto and San Francisco. First pitch on the way to Walker is slider up top, out wide. First strike, it's 0-1. Seattle and San Diego just got going. The Mariners lead 1-0. The 0-1. Slider down and in, 1-1. Texas leads the Angels 1-0 in the second. Max Scherzer's on the mound tonight. So 1-1 count. Walker, 22 home runs, 65 RBI. The 1-1 pitch. 96 up top, misses again. 2-1. So he's getting close to loading the bases here. Would love a double play, but any kind of an out here would work. The 2-1 pitch. Slammed down the left field line. Hanging slider, but it'll be plenty foul. Evens up the count 2-2. That was a hanger. Walker just couldn't keep it straight. The 2-2. 80-mile-an-hour slider that's about belt high. I mean, you couldn't sit it on a tee better than that. The 2-2 from Sale. Comes set. Delivers. Outside wide, ball 3. Chris Sale is at 21 pitches. Has 1 out here in the first inning. Not a good start. Braves are in double play depth. They are playing Walker to pull. The payoff. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Slaps up against the screen behind home plate. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch from Sale. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tipped it into the glove by Murphy, and thankfully he held on. 1 away. See the question from, who was that? Was that Brian? Someone said that they thought that it was pronounced Galen. Zach Galen. It's not. It's Gallon. It's Gallen, but it's pronounced just like you would, like a gallon of gas. First pitch on the way to Moreno is a slider outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Zach Gallen, I mean, he's pretty much a household name in Major League Baseball. They did as well as they did last year with him not having a very good October. The 1-0 from Sale. Down below the knees. 2-0. Elder did get sent down. He was the one that was sent down. If you missed the pregame show, obviously, he was sent down when A.J. Smith-Shawver was activated tonight. The 2-0 from Sale. Fastball right there, 2-1. We weren't sure, or nobody's sure of what the game plan is with Shawver. They thought maybe he could be bullpen. They could use him as a starter, but heck, if Chris Sale keeps floundering out here, he might be coming in soon. The 2-1 pitch, 95 up top. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. Ball 3, 3-1. 3-1 count. J.J. McCarthy stands on deck. The 3-1 from Sale. Lifts and fires. Slider outside wide, ball 4. So they went back to nibbling again. Don't know why, but that's been the game plan this inning. And Sale has nibbled his way to 28 pitches and 2 outs. And the bases are now juiced with McCarthy coming to the plate. McCarthy batting .279 with a .749 OPS. He's 3 home runs, but don't let that fool you. He platoons and hits left-handers very well. Murphy went out there to talk to Sale to calm him down. Really be the spot where you'd like to see someone else, one of the coaches, go out there and talk to him, but they're still in the dugout. So here comes McCarthy, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, swing. That ball's hammered over to Ozzie. He's got it. 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. So he danced around danger, got to the lefty, and we'll head to the top of the second. 0-0, the Big Zoo coming to the dish.
Out of all my body parts, my eyeballs are the strongest because I roll them like 342 times a day.
You see this? He can't hit, he can't run, and he should have been born a girl. The only way he can catch a ball is if it hits him directly in the mouth. And yet, he shows up week after week just like a cold sore. If he can try, you can try. Now get out there and act like there's something in those jock straps.
Happy day to everyone except people that insist on putting loose change on top of dollar bills in your receipt in your hand. Like, don't do that. Change first.
In the wake of drug scandals that had rocked the game in the 1980s, Commissioner Fay Vincent was more concerned with preventing cocaine and marijuana abuse. And the powerful Major League Baseball Players Association, now led by Donald Fear, was vehemently opposed to any mandatory steroid screening program as a violation of their members' right to privacy. As a result, professional baseball players were free to take whatever they wanted, with no fear of punishment.
The notion that we would willingly surrender to our employer as the price of a job all the protections we insist on from the government is a rather extraordinary notion.
The Players Association did a horrible job in this case. They should have seen this early on and said, wait a minute, how can we expect some of our players to compete at a competitive disadvantage or force them to make the horrible choice of running whatever risks there may be to their health or their reputations or whatever it may be to either use to keep up or don't use and inevitably fall behind? Who is it that we represent? The guilty or the innocent?
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves are grabbing the bats. We're going to go back to work here. 5 more days before the MLB All-Star break. We would like to wish a happy birthday to one of Braves Country Club's own, or Braves Country's own, Pam, or as I like to call her, Mom. Happy birthday. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down there at the knees. Outside, 2-0. So 2-0 from Gallen. Gallen's been working quickly. It appears he's more of the same. He is at 19 pitches, the 2-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's blasted into the left field corner. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the big zoo. Rounding first, heading to second, and it's a leadoff double. Marcell Ozuna, 113 miles an hour off the bat. Happy birthday to Mom, and then Grandma King says that her grandson, happy birthday to him, has a birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to your grandson. First pitch on the way is right there at the belt high, hanging knuckle curve for a strike. It's 0-1. Adam Duvall, the batter, batting 184. So it's really funny. After last night, Duvall and Rosario are both hitting 184 with 7 home runs, and they're back-to-back in the lineup again. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Shouldn't sleep on the fact that Eddie Rosario, if he does not get that base hit, Murphy never comes to the plate to hit that home run. And it was a fastball that was high out of the zone. He had to reach for it and yanked it into right field. The 1-1. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. Eddie Rosario, his whole career, has always been a bad ball hitter, so doesn't shock you at all that that's the first hit he gets as an Atlanta Brave. We talked about it last night in the pregame show. He just needed to hit about 250, a little bit of pop every once in a while. We'll be happy with him. Well, that's what he did last night. He went 1 for 4. The 2-1, swung on, chopped foul off his instep. It's 2-2. 2-2 count to Duvall. Ozuna stands on second, trying to get him over to third. So Eddie can get him in. Nobody out. Braves nothing, Diamondbacks nothing. Duvall looking for his 23rd RBI as well. The 2-2. In the dirt, good take, knuckle curve. Ball 3, 3-2. You would think he would get something to hit here. You would think it wouldn't be anything but something in the zone, maybe the faster the change. No, he doesn't want to walk Duvall to put a first and second nobody out situation to start the inning. The payoff pitch, brings it, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that one out of the zone. No, he got a piece of it. All right, he got a piece of it, just got a piece of it. And the catcher did not hold on. The last second, home plate umpire, Paul Clemens, he took a minute, but he finally waved his hands, showing that it was a foul tip. And it did hit the ground. The payoff pitch, 96 outside, and this is ball 4. We got runners on first and second. Good take. That took nerves of steel there for Duvall to take that. Either that or he was just frozen because 96 on the flag just missed off the edge. I mean, just missed off the edge. Good frame by Moreno. Good call by home plate umpire Paul Clemens. I've seen a lot of those the last couple of weeks get called for a strike on both sides. First pitch on the way to Eddie Rosario in the dirt, knuckle curve. It's 1-0. In a perfect world, Atlanta Braves will get Michael Harris back. They'll make some kind of a trade for another bat, and then you could also platoon in Duvall and Eddie from time to time versus righty versus lefty. The 1-0 swung on, chopped over to first. It's going to be a long throw to second. Good throw by Walker. He gets Duvall on the putout. 4-6 on the putout, 1 away. Eddie Rosario easily safe at first. The Braves have runners on the corners, 1 down. 1 down. That's one of those situations there you kind of want Duvall to not slide, just kind of slowly just slow down into the bag standing up, because it would have really made it more difficult for him to catch it if he's not sliding. First pitch on the way to Murphy is a 4-seamer at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch on the way, down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. No, we are taking the time off. We're getting the heck out of here on Sunday. We will not be streaming anything. We've tried streaming the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game before, and it's just not worth it. The 1-1 in the dirt. Ball gets away, and Eddie Rosario heads on down to second base. Won't be a stolen base, but it'll eliminate the force. We got runners on second and third and 1 out. Big play there, because now a ground ball will not end the inning. You know, we tried doing the All-Star game a couple of times in the home run dirt, and like it's a dud. The 2-1 inside, ball 3-3-1. We did it one of the years that Acuna was in there, and we thought more people would tune in, and it just seems like no one cares. I think a lot of that had to do with when they got rid of the home. Is the 3-1 pitch swung on, banged on the ground. That's going to be a 6-3 putout, but on the play, Murphy will get an RBI because Big Zoo comes home to score, and it's 1-0 Atlanta here in the second inning. We also use that time to kind of recharge our batteries, too. So it's the only time that I can realistically take a vacation in the summer with the fam. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go. I'm literally gonna unplug. The only thing, if the Braves make a big trade, you'll probably see us pop in. But other than that, we're planning on unplugging. They're gonna go out there and talk to Gallen. Maybe go over a game plan here, because you got Orlando Arcia coming to the plate. You know they don't want to face Kelnick, so they're trying to go after Arcia. I would think if I'm Gallen or Moreno, I'm going to give a heavy dose of that knuckle curve to Arcia, because he's been chasing benders out of the zone all year long, but we'll see what they go with. The first pitch on the way, knuckle curve right there at the knee, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Braves 1, Arizona 0. Righty. The pitch in the dirt. 1-1. I'm really hoping we get a reason to come on during the break. I'm really hoping we get a heck of a trade news. And typically, if a trade happens, it happens just after the All-Star game, like that Wednesday or Thursday. Teams want to get the guy back over to wherever they're at. The 1-1 just misses. Four-seam fastball. That was right at the knees off the edge. Good take by Arcia, 2-1. Good thing is they are running that pitch count up on Zach Gallen. He's at 37 pitches. Keep it going, the 2-1. Knuckle curve. That time he laid off. Ball 3-1. So far, so good for Arcia. He's got a 3-1 count. And Jared Kelenic stands on deck. Braves lead it 1-0. Also, big thing this does here is this gave Chris Sale a breather, and he needed it. The 3-1. Gallen turns around and spins towards second. Holds on to the ball, but that will count as a move. The 3-1. Gallen comes set, the pitch. 97 just grabs the bottom of the zone, full count. So a full count to Orlando. Kelenic on deck. The payoff pitch. Swing, and that ball's hammered off into over second base. It is off of Ketel Marte's glove. And Eddie Rosario, ring around the Rosario, comes home. Ashes to ashes, we all come home. Orlando Arcia, we'll see how they score that. That was a hard hit ball. But it'll be interesting to see if they give him an error. It did hit him in the glove, but it was a hard hit ball. They did give him the error, so it will not be an earned run, but it will be. We'll see how they score that. They won't give the RBI to Orlando, but obviously Eddie will get credit for the run. They're going to go out there and talk to Gallen again. Looks like it's just the catcher Moreno out there talking to him each time. They're going with the old Atlanta Braves game plan. Let that pitcher sit out there and twist in the wind until it's too late. So Kid Kelenic comes to the plate. 2 down, runner at first. Braves lead it 2-0. The pitch, 88 outside, changeup grabs it. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Gallen turns around, flips it over to first. Arcia, not much of a threat to run. That's also not Gallen's best pickoff move. He's got a much quicker one. The 0-1. Change up outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Pittsburgh 10-2 over Milwaukee right now in the 8th. The 1-1. Down below the knees, changeup misses. Ball 2-1. Ozzie Albies standing on deck. 2 in. 2 out. 1 on. The 2-1 pitch. Swing! Slices it foul. 2-2. So the deuces are wild here out in the desert. We're in the second inning. The Braves have scored 2. A 2-2 count and 2 outs. One swing could mean 2 more. Gallen comes set, brings it. Swing, and that ball's hammered over to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Orlando Arcia goes station to station. We've got runners at first and second. 2 outs. Ozzie Albies is coming to the plate. Gallen's still trying to find a way to get out of this. He hung that knuckle curve. When that knuckle curve hangs like that, it's more like a cement mixer. It just does not spin. First and second, 2 outs. Ozzie Albies batting .260 on the year. 8 home runs. First pitch. Knuckle curve down below. 1-0. Oh. They put on the screen 0-1, but it missed. 1-0. The 1-0. Righty lefty. Set up high. Swing and a miss. Chase that changeup. 1-1. If you're watching on Bally's and from the Braves feed, they have 0-2 on the screen, but it is 1-1. We go through this quite a bit when they're on the road. I'm pretty sure interns just are running the show on the road games. The 0-2. Swing. Fouls it down the line. We'll do it again. Gallen, 48 pitches in 2 innings. The 0-2. Lets her rip. In the dirt. Did he go around? They're going to check down the line. He did not. Thankfully, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Connor says, I'm starting to think Anthopoulos is going to trade Acuna. I'm starting to think Connor's been drinking. So 1-2 count. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's hammered down the first base line. We'll do it again. The 1-2. Gallen, 51st pitch of the night, brings it. That one's off the plate wide, 2-2. If they trade Acuna, I'll walk it back, but there's just no way. You don't trade a generational talent that you still have control for the next, 5-6 seasons. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, chopped off the plate. We'll do it again. Not saying it could never happen. You get down the road and he won't sign an extension and you get to the final year of the contract, stranger things have happened. Look what Washington had to do with Juan Soto, and that's paid dividends. They got 3 studs out of that trade. The 2-2. Gallen brings it, swung on, pops it up. It's going to be a soft can of corn over to second base, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Braves put 2 on the board and make Zach Gallen bring 35 pitches in 1 inning. We'll be back in a flash.
I feel like if God wanted to make me mentally stable, he would have made me mentally stable. But he didn't. So lock your doors.
After that tough 7-game series, Rodman had comments.
Yes.
About Larry Legend. Then they come to you.
Yeah.
And you had comments.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Game 7, I think Larry has like a triple-double, he torched Rodman, right? So Rodman's all upset. They get him the mic, and he says what he says, right? And I kind of echo it. Now, here's the beauty of it. Larry, you had my career right in the palm of your hand. Had you handled that press conference different, you could have just but this is what this man said.
If the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us. But I just feel sorry for Isaiah because, just walking in this room and seeing everybody, it must have touched a lot of people. But if Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Come on, we've been in them locker rooms, taking tough losses. Competition sometimes brings the best out of you and the worst. Isaiah was a great basketball player. He had a big career ahead of him. To damage his career by saying something I didn't mean.
Do you think I'm elitist?
course I do. You needn't worry about that.
No, not in a good way.
Ever since the players had formed their union in 1966, tensions with the owners had steadily escalated. There had been a strike or a lockout every time they had had to negotiate a new contract.
Basically what? They're arguing over how to spend our money, right? You know, I mean, I'm a baseball fan. I like to see them play ball, but, you know, I have no sympathy for either party. None.
The fact that it shut down and stayed shut down was devastating. I can remember being in New York in the fall and being on the 7 train and going past Shea Stadium. It looked like a graveyard to me. I can remember just thinking they should be playing right now and just being so angry to the point where, like, there were tears in my eyes.
Chris Sale will go back to work here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch on the way, 94-mile-an-hour fastball right down the chute. It's 0-1. Braves 2. Dbacks nothing. Bottom of the second. If you're just joining us, Chris Sale was on the ropes in the first inning. Bases were loaded. He got out of it unscathed. Did run his pitch count up to 29. The 0-1. Right down the pipe for a strike to Suarez. It's 0-2. Meanwhile, Gallen went back out in the top of the second, got in all sorts of trouble and coughed up too. The 0-2, that hit the zone, but Suarez is hanging out over the plate, and I think that's why Paul Clemens, home plate umpire, blew that call. That was a perfect fastball, top shelf. He should have got the strikeout. The 1-2 pitch, high and out of the zone. Inside, might be a little bit of chin music, get Juarez off that plate. So a 2-2 count. The pitch, swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Braves 2, Diamondbacks nothing, bottom of 2. You'd like to see a quick inning here for Sale. Get that pitch count back under control. The 2-2. Swing, pops it up. High and out of play. We'll do it again. If you're familiar with the San Francisco City Connects, strangely, even though they're really odd looking, I kind of like them. The 2-2. Swung on, lifted high. Not very deep into center field. Kelnick, well before the warning track, makes the catch, one away. They've got that, they're white jerseys, but everything on them is a bright orange. But it's not overwhelming. I like the fact that they put the Golden Gate Bridge on the shoulder. So much better than some of these other City Connects. This one here for Arizona is not too bad. Alec Thomas is the batter. First pitch on the way. Lefty, 96 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Guess he drew the short straw, and who gets to play against Sale. Realistically, defensively, it was between him and Corbin Carroll. He's not in the lineup today. The 0-1. Fastball right there. 96 on the block. It's 0-2. I don't know what you mean by Jared. Is Jared Kelnick? Brandon's asking if Jared Kelnick is going to keep Harris's job. Harris will go right back into the lineup. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on that slider. 2 away. Michael Harris will go back to center field. Kelnick will go back to one of the corner outfields. I do believe he's going to keep the leadoff job, though. And I think you're better off not just having him leading off, but have Harris down below Zuna in the number 6 hole. That really lengthens that lineup. First pitch on the way, 95 right there on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Ozuna and Olsen are not on the trade market. The 0-1 swung on, hammered into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. Zeddy Rosario kind of nonchalantly goes down there and gets the ball, and it's a 2-out double. for the Diamondbacks by Newman. Evan Newman got a hanging slider on the inside rip, and he sets up off the plate. So you're really better pitching Newman on the outer edge, but they went inside with the slider, and it's really right in his wheelhouse. Ketel Marte, who's 1-for-1, stands in. First pitch, slider right there on the intercut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Braves are buyers, not sellers. They're not going to be getting rid of stars. You can put that to rest. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 97 down the pipe. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. 2 outs. Newman on second base. Marte, one of the more dangerous bats in this lineup. Sale comes set, fires it. 97 out of the zone. Try to get him to chase 1-2. When you look at that trade market, I don't think it's going to be one of these earth-shattering trades. We've been talking about this for weeks. It's not going to be an earth-shattering trade that people think of, the 1-2, down and in 2-2. Because some of your more available earth-shattering trades, the guys that they're talking about being moved, there aren't many great rentals out there. So the guys that are being moved, it's multiple years contracts, and there's nowhere to put an outfielder. The 2-2 just misses outside, changeup, ball 3-2. There's really nowhere to put. If you get an outfielder as a rental, it's got to be someone that either A, you're only getting for a couple of months, or B, you'll have no problem moving in the offseason. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, banged over to Arcia. Arcia fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. Good defensive play by Arcia, charging the ball and firing it over to Olsen. We'll be back in a flash. The heart of the order on the way.
Be like, men can get pregnant and have periods too, and don't you dare say otherwise. And another thing, until a man can get pregnant and carry a baby, I don't want to hear his opinion on abortion.
So everybody says if you take the coordinates to the Miami Mall and you reverse them, it'll put you in Antarctica.
Yeah, it's a grid system, dude. Latitude, longitude. It's a grid system. Yeah, that's how it works.
So all this talk of portals and stuff opening up, right? You change the north to east and change the west to south. That's it. It puts you right in Antarctica. Isn't that crazy?
Except it isn't, dude. It isn't. Have you ever seen a graph? It's not that crazy. I want to be an idiot. I want to be dumb, dude. Because you got to be dumb to just, oh, somebody told me if you mix these numbers, then that's a portal to another. No further questions.
Now watch this. Watch what happens when I change the south and the east to north and west. Look where it puts me in.
Is it putting you on the other side of the graph, dude? Are you going to the other side of the graph?
Now what are the odds of that?
It is a grid system. The odds are pretty good, dude. Have you never seen a graph? You can go up, you can go down, you can go left and right. What are you not getting about this? I wish I was an idiot, dude. Your life seems simple and great, and I'm envious.
Y'all, I recently realized that it's really important for me to get out of the house every once in a while to remind myself why I don't go out.
Suffer a shocking loss, and you think it's never going to be the same again. And you're thinking, I'm not going to another game. I'm not going to pay the prices that go into the players' pockets and into management's wallets. I'm not going to do it. I'm sick of all of them. And then Ripken comes along.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch to Austin Riley's high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Knuckle curve at the knees on the outer edge, 1-1. Speaking of high and out of the zone, we're talking about crazy trades here. The 1-1. 94 misses wide, 2-1. Think we could trade Chipper Jones and Brian Snicker for Bruce Bochy? Get a guy that'll actually show up to the park and manage. The 2-1. Swing, and that ball's hammered into left field. That's down for a base hit. Roasted over towards the left field gap, but it's cut off by Grichuk. Good hustle by Randall Grichuk, and it's 1 on, nobody out. 109 miles an hour off the bat for Sir Austin Riley. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. The Ice House, 0 for 1, first pitch, 92 up top, 1-0. Gallen definitely doesn't look like he's got his best stuff tonight, so Braves need to try to take advantage of this, get him knocked out of the game. Sometimes these really good pitchers, you leave them in longer and longer, they find their stuff, and then they're hard to get out. The 1-0. Inside, almost misses, 2-0. He's just not placing his pitches whatsoever. So a 2-0 count. I think that'd be kind of a ripoff to trade RC and Sale for Ozzie Smith and Nolan Ryan. I mean, both those guys are in their 70s. The 2-0. Swing! Pops it up high. Not very deep. Into right field. Making the catch. McCarthy went away. One down. There's not going to be a lot of pitching being traded for, to be honest with you. Braves, that's not their weakness at all. They got to help out this lineup. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is sawed off down the line, fouling out of play. It's 0-1. They bring anybody in for a trade pitching-wise, it's going to be a veteran just to eat innings down the stretch, because they want to make sure that Chris Sale, the first pitch on the way to Ozuna, it's high and out of the zone, 1-1. They want to make sure that Chris Sale, Max Fried, and Raylo are all bubble wrapped and ready for the playoffs. The 1-1 swung on, hammered over towards short. It's going to be a unbelievable 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Now, Goodwin is holding up. He may want to see if they want to challenge this. Hard hit ball, a diving stop by the shortstop. With his glove, shovels it. Newman shovels it to Marte, and Marte grabs it and fires it over to first. And yeah, they got him. We'll be back in a flash. Newman got us again.
Hey, so to the guys that go to the gym every day for no reason at all, why?
Dad, teacher said we could be anything we wanted to be.
She wasn't talking to you, son. Go in the backyard and practice digging some holes.
While we all know the Muffin Man from the world-famous nursery rhyme, many don't know that it is based on a harrowing true story. Between 1589 and 1598, a man known as Frederick Thomas Linwood resided on Drury Lane in Victorian London. During his daily deliveries, he would lure children away from their homes by tying none other than, you guessed it, a muffin to a string, making him one of the first documented serial killers in history. As a result of Linwood terrorizing the streets of London, the nursery rhyme we all know today was created as a way to keep kids safe and raise awareness, and now is a prominent nursery rhyme that many don't know the dark origins behind.
Armchair.
Damn it, are you eating my egg?
Well, yeah, I got hungry. We never got our fish and chips.
That was the only one in the nest.
Nest? What? Where'd you get this egg?
Where'd
And
you
why
get
are
the
you
egg?
going around stealing eggs from nests and trees?
Well, it wasn't in a tree, it was in a hole.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a rat's egg or something.
As he approached the record, Ripken quietly waged a solitary campaign to refill half-empty ballparks, one fan at a time.
He truly acted like an adult after the strike and saw what he could bring to the game in 1995, even at an enormous cost to himself. Signing autographs for hours and hours. I remember one night when, we came back up from interviewing and finished our stories. It's midnight now, and you look out, and there's still a line going all the way back up into the stands, and Cal is still signing autographs.
pitch on the way. Chris Sale. Randall Gritchick is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down below the knee, sinkers miss. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Swung on, chopped, foul, back behind home plate. We'll do it again. If you're looking at realistic trade targets for the Braves, look no further than the Chicago White Sox. The 1-2 from Sale. Lets her rip. Swing, fists it, foul, but it'll bend out of play just past the first base dugout. 1-2. Tommy Pham is a guy that's been rumored for a lot of different teams. I don't know if he's a fit for the Braves clubhouse, but he is worth keeping an eye on. Paul DeYoung is more realistic, I think, for the Braves. Talked about this before, but he's got reverse splits. He hits right-handed pitching very well. He's a solid shortstop. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chris Sale pulled the string on that slider. 1 away. So with the reverse splits, even though they're both right-handed, you could start Arcia versus left-handed pitching, DeYoung versus right-hand pitching, and later in games when you need the defensive replacement, Arcia's still there. Eric Fetty of the White Sox is the first pitch on the way. Four-seam fastball sliced out of play. It's 0-1. He signed a 2-year deal with the White Sox for just $15 million. And that would have been an intriguing move for the Braves because, as the 0-1 pitch, 95 on the black, just misses. 1-1. He's got a 2-year deal for $15 million, and with the Braves most likely going to lose Max Fried as the 1-1. Swing, and that ball's lifted into left field, coming over, making the catch is Rosario, 2 away. The point being, if you could make the trade and get a Fetty, and let's say you bring in a DeYoung, heck, let's talk real crazy and say you bring in Pham as well. But Fetty would be a very inexpensive option in your rotation next year, and he's a solid right-handed veteran. He's got a 3.13 ERA right now. First pitch on the way to Walker, swung on. That ball sliced into the gap. He goes shopping in the gap in the right center field, and it's another 2-out double for the Snakes. That has happened inning after inning after inning here, them getting leadoff doubles, 2-out doubles. Eventually, that's going to come home to roost. The other intriguing veteran that's out there, and he's on a 1-year deal, and this is really the type of thing I expect the Braves to go after. Jack Flaherty, who has a 3.24 ERA through 89 innings right now. First pitch on the way. Right there on the inner cut, first strike, it's 0-1. Tigers will be sellers. Their season never really got together like they were hoping for. But Flaherty's been a solid starter, and he's someone you could have eat innings. Because even with Schwellenbach pitching very good, very well, there's going to be a limit on him. The 0-1, up top to Moreno, sinker, 96 miles an hour, it's 0-2. They could be bringing more of the band back together as well. Kevin Pillar of the Angels is having a pretty good year out there. He's slashing 295. This is the 0-2 fastball high and out of the zone, 1-2. The 295 average in 43 games with the Angels, and he's been platooning out there. The other one, and this would be a great fit, the 1-2, down and in, 2-2. Problem is it's from a division rival, but Jesse Winker is going to be expendable at the trade deadline for the Nationals, and he's played some very good baseball. Him and Lane Thomas, but once again, you don't see division rivals trade that often. The 2-2 pitch, 97 outside, up high, ball 3-3-2. So Sale, who's at 61 pitches in his own right, in danger of walking Moreno. Standing on deck is McCarthy. It would set up a lefty-lefty matchup. I'd rather walk him than just lay one in there to him. Braves lead it 2-0. The payoff pitch from Sale. Swung on, just got a piece of the slider inside. We'll do it again. Michael Taylor, center fielder for the Pirates, if they sell, he's a guy that I could see the Braves kicking the tires on. I don't think it's going to be someone who's going to blow your doors off. I mean, we all would love to see like a Dante Bichette Bichette's kid come in and play shortstop for Atlanta, but I think that's just pie in the sky stuff. Payoff pitch. 63rd of the night by Chris Sale. Southpaw delivers. Swung on, chopped over towards third, but foul. Will do it once again. Another guy that can play corner outfield and play all over the infield if need be. Justin Turner is going to be moved. And he's a veteran that'll give you professional at-bats. He's not having a great year, but he's being platooned. Batting .245, 5 home runs and a .720 OPS. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and fouls that off again. We'll do it again. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Sale was trying to dial it up a notch there, try to get him out of the inning. If Texas starts selling wheat, we might see Kirby Yates back in the fold. The payoff pitch. Swung on. That ball's slap back foul. I mean, at some point, it's easier just to plunk this guy and go after McCarthy. The Mets will have a lot of pieces to move, but once again, you don't see teams necessarily trade within the division. The payoff pitch. Up top, slider misses, ball 4. So Moreno with a heck of an at-bat fights his way aboard. It's 2 on, 2 out, 66 pitches for Sale. He'll now face McCarthy. McCarthy grounded out to second his last time up. Finally, we'll see an appearance from the Atlanta Braves coaching staff. Remember, Krantz is still out. He is yet to make it out west. I don't know if he will. He's having some family issues, and I think he's probably not going to come back till after the All-Star break. Braves bullpen coach Abreu goes out there to talk to him. Probably doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to say, but just to give him to catch a breather. Sitting at 66 pitches here in the bottom of the third. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. The pitch. Fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. What's the question from Marguerite? Reading that Kevin Pillar may retire after this year. If he's doing well, that change his mind. He's not doing that well. The 0-1. Swing, slices back, foul, 0-2. I think Pillar, from From an interview I saw from Pilar a couple of months ago, I still think he has the fire to play. The question will be whether or not there's an offer on the table for him to play anywhere next year. And that's the problem he ran into this year. The 0-2. Fastball caught, looking strike three. He got caught watching the paint dry, 97 kissing the black when we had to break. Braves will come back and grab the bats, leading 2-0.
Can someone explain to me how 2 + 2 and 2 × 2 equal 4? Like they both, like what's the point in multiplication if it just means the same thing? Like,
what do you call when you can't drink milk?
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose and what?
Lactose intolerant. That's when you can't drink milk and stuff. That's how you say it.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just want to be clear. You're upset because we made friends with your cat?
You're unreasonable people. You're holding our cat. Go in your yard and say, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She will not listen. She's a cat. She doesn't speak English. She's a cat, dude.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have the police department figure it out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great idea.
All right, you cat pervert.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
On September 6th, 1995, 5 months after the strike had ended, the Orioles faced the California Angels in Baltimore. Tickets for this game had been sold out for months. After 4.5 innings of play, the game was official. Cal Ripken had played in 2,131 consecutive games.
For the moment you've been waiting for.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Adam Duvall leading us off. Great minds think alike there, Brandon. That clip of that dude yelling cat pervert is just priceless. First pitch on the way. Top of the zone. Slider misses high. It's 1-0. Zach Gallen at 64 pitches. He's in the same boat that Sale's in. The only difference is Sale has the lead. The 1-0 to Duvall. Hanger. Taking first strike, 1-1. You know, there's also talk that the Marlins, now I was not aware of this. The Marlins are wanting to trade Jazz Chisholm, and the reason why is the 1-1 pitch swing, and ball's lifted into center field, but it's an atom ball to Alek Thomas, one away. One of the things that they're saying the reason why he's on the trade block is because, by the way, Brent Rooker would be a great fit for the Braves, but I don't know what the Oakland A's are asking for him. He's got 18 home runs and 55 RBI and a 280 average right now. First pitch on the way to Eddie Rosario is outside on the edge of the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. But Jazz Chisholm is the 0-1 swing, lifts it into center field, coming in, making the jogging catch is Alek Thomas, lazy fly ball, 2 away. Jazz Chisholm is on the trade block because evidently he's not well liked in the clubhouse, which I don't understand that because but then again, I don't follow the Marlins, but evidently he has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And one of the things they said that basically he's kind of a prima donna and he hasn't earned it because he's not very good. First pitch on the way to Murphy is swung on and hammered down the line. Foul. It's 0-1. And maybe some of that was a young kid getting put on the cover of MLB The Show when he hadn't really earned it. That may have something to do with it. The 0-1 inside. Did that get him? Murphy spins around, misses 1-1. But it is interesting that they're talking about moving him. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. I don't believe they would trade him to a division rival because if they end up being wrong about him, they don't want to stare at him for the next 10 years. The 2-1, just below the knees, 94 miles an hour. Pretty good pitch, just missed, 3-1. Another name that's out there, Austin Slater, but he's not a whole lot to write home about. The 3-1 pitch, swing, fouls it back. Brent Rooker, to me, would be one of the best fits. But once again, he's a pretty good prospect. He's got some control left on his contract, so I don't know what they'd be asking for. It does feel like Oakland is the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over to short. It's going to be a 6-3 inning-ending put out to send us to the bottom of the fourth. We'll finish that thought when we come back. Braves lead it 2-0.
I may not be famous, and I may not be a beauty queen. That's it. That's all.
This is the career of Denton Young. People who witnessed his fastball destroy fences said it looked like a cyclone hit it, and that's how he got the nickname Cy. Because he threw so hard, one of his battery mates named Charles Zimmer used to put a beefsteak inside of his glove to protect his catching hand. He was a workhorse. On the last day of his rookie season, he pitched both games of a doubleheader, and not surprisingly, won both of them. They say he is one of the reasons they changed the distance from the mound to home plate in 1893. Around 1895, he developed a pitch called a slow ball to help reduce the stress on his arm. If you're wondering what a slow ball is, look no further than the changeup. In 1902, he joined the Boston Americans of the American League. How did he fare? Pretty good, considering he won almost 42% of his team's games in his first season with the team. Through the first perfect game in American League history against the Philadelphia Athletics. He still holds the record for the most consecutive innings without allowing a hit. 25 1/3 innings, or 76 hitless batters. In 1911, he retired at the age of 44. His 749 complete games and 511 wins will never be broken.
Armchair.
Hey, could somebody explain to me what's the use of having health insurance when all we do is pay a bunch of money every month in case something happens, but when something does happen, we have to pay a bunch more?
0-2 pitch. Fastball blown away.
When you watched Pedro, it was almost poignant in a way that someone that small could throw that hard. Most great pitchers, you look at them, and they all have one great strikeout pitch. If the count's 0-2, or if he even counts 3-2, he always has one place to go to get you out. Well, Pedro Martinez had 3 places to get you out. It was the fastball, it was the changeup, and it was the curveball. They were all the best pitches of their kind in baseball at the time. And he could put them anywhere that he wanted.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. You know, another guy that's kind of a trash heap guy that no one's really talking much about, because he's playing platoon, he's playing sparingly out in Oakland. But Miguel Andujar wouldn't be a terrible ad either. First pitch on the way. Slider. Whoa, that was low. We'll take the strike considering that was Sale's 70th pitch of the night. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Well, the main thing, Connor, you're talking about with Jazz, if he's a clubhouse cancer, it's going to be very well known, and that's not something that Anthopoulos is going to trade for. That's why I think it's going to be very, very shocking if he brings in Tommy Pham. The 0-2 from Sale. Suarez 0 for 1 on the night. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider down and in, 1 away. Slow-moving ball game tonight. Last night we were cooking. Tonight we're just in the 4th inning here. There are times when I see Pham, even though I'm not a fan of his at all, but I think to myself, man, sometimes we might need that punch in the gut. First pitch on the way to Thomas, 93 right there at the knees. It's 0-1. But Andujar to me is an intriguing one. And not for nothing, he can also play corner infield. He came up as a third baseman. He's played some first. The 0-1. Fastball right there at the letters. 0-2. And that could be very useful just to give some guys some time off down the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. 96 just misses outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2. Sale turns, lifts the glove, brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider on the edge. 2 away. He is starting to cook. Sale with his 6th strikeout of the night, coupled with his 3 walks and 3 hits. He has a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th, 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Newman to the plate. First pitch on the way, 97. Fastball. Fouled off down the line. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball top of the zone. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty righty. Chris Sale lifts his red glove, turns and delivers. Down and in, 1-2. The 1-2. Sale brings it. Swung on, that ball's laced over to second. Ozzy's got it. Goodbye, Newman. We'll head to the 5th inning. Braves lead it 2-0.
I'm only calling your phone 32 times and that's it. Boy, I'm not about to chase you.
The 1906 Chicago Cubs, the 2001 Seattle Mariners, the 1998 New York Yankees are some of the greatest teams of all time. But what about the 1980 Denver Bears? That team won 92 games and finished 21 and a half games ahead of the next closest team. They were an offensive juggernaut, averaging 6.36 runs per game. On top of that, they led the league in home runs, doubles, hits, and OPS. That's not all. They also were a menace on the base pass, finishing second in stolen bases with 143 and second in triples with 47. Man, they could fly. You may be asking yourself, what about their pitching? Their 3.87 ERA and 740 strikeouts were second in the league, and their 14 shutouts were tops in the league. They were hard to beat at home. At one point, they won 21 straight games at home. One of the stars of their team was a 20-year-old Tim Raines, who finished with a .354 batting average to go along with his 11 triples and 77 stolen bases. His teammates Tim Wallach and Randy Bass would also contribute, hitting a combined 73 home runs and driving in a combined 267 runs. 24 of the 29 players on that team would wind up playing in the major leagues. That group combined for 13 All-Star appearances, 3 Gold Gloves, and 3 Silver Sluggers. This team has got to go down as one of the best teams in minor league history.
Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob.
10 Japanese pitchers had already come to the United States, but no Japanese position player had ever appeared in the majors. Then, in 2000, the Japanese-owned Seattle Mariners decided to sign him anyway, hoping Ichiro would attract a large following among Asian Americans living in the Pacific Northwest.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
Smashing that like button. We'll take that sign down, hit that century mark. First pitch from Arcia was at the knees for a strike. Gallen follows that up with a slider that's banged foul out to third base. The 0-2. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Knuckle curve in the dirt, 1-2. I mean, there is a possibility that Travis, Charlie, and Jesse all retire. The 1-2 pitch. Inside. 2-2. I think Travis probably comes back one more year, but it probably just better. Probably comes down to how does the season finish and how does he feel? The 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. Full count. No, Travis, I mean, you're not going to see many 40-year-old catchers, Charlie. Catchers normally, honest engine, they normally retire about the age that Travis is right now. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one, probably would have gotten the strike called. I don't think it was quite in the zone, but it was close enough where they probably would have gave him the nod. 1 away. All in all, pretty good at bat. I'll give that to RC. That was a good at bat by him. He's given so many away. He got 6 pitches out of that. And Gallen now at 81 pitches. Back to the top of the order. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. If he does play next year, meaning Travis, I think you will see in a very limited role as the 0-1. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, backhanded by the second baseman. Marte fires it over to first. The throw is off the bag, but Walker tags Kelenic on the side running by. No way for Kelenic to know that throw was going to be up the line. If he would have known, he could have slid under it, but it's the last second. Man, that was close. Even with him standing up, he almost olayed him. I think it got the arm. He missed the side, but I think it got the arm. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. But if Travis comes back next year, I think it's more likely you see him once a week, like a typical backup catcher is. The 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top, 1-1. Maybe twice a week at the most. Remember, they also have the kid that's going to be in the Futures game, Drake Baldwin, waiting in the wings. The 0-2. Swung on. High chopper down the first base side, but foul. Austin Riley stands on deck. Braves lead it 2-0. The 0-2 to Ozzie. Swing. Slaps it foul down the first base side again. So an 0-2 count. Eddie jumped off the steps to grab the foul ball. I think that's the most hustle I've seen out of him in 3 years. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt. 1-2. 1-2 count. Gallen might be his last inning. This is his 89th pitch. Swing, slice foul down the line. We'll do it again. If he gets out of this relatively quickly, they may send him back out there for a 6th inning. It's the same boat that Sale is in. He's going to need a quick 5th to get out there for the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped over towards second. Marte's got it. He'll get Ozzie by about a step or 2, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 5th, top of the order for the Snakes.
Hey, could somebody explain to me why we can't even give away a used mattress, but we'll spend $300 a night to sleep on one at a hotel?
One of the things I really love about mine and my wife's relationship is the fact that she told me we ended up together because she manifested it. I love that, because nothing makes a fella feel better than knowing some she-shaman meddled with free will by means of witchcraft in order to find a mate. And unlike the rest of us, who have to attract people by earnestly flirting and by exercising, Caution, in order to suppress red flags, this witch lit a sage stick and prayed to Venus for my weenus. And so there I was, sitting at a bar with my plentiful 20s, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to be blindsided by a Bette Midler spell that some date snape conjured up by doing crystal math and some Drew's my boo voodoo. And so I love my wife, and she is my soulmate. But I'll never know if it's me saying that or if it's some lemur demon who's got a hold of my boy loins just making me move it.
As the memory of the crippling strike of 1994 faded away, baseball's popularity surged, but rumors and suspicions about performance-enhancing drugs kept surfacing. Over the years, a few sports writers and broadcasters had tried to call attention to steroids' infiltration of the national pastime, but nothing was done, and doping became an open secret in the game.
I don't think a bunch of owners or general managers got into a room and they said, we got a great thing going here. Turnstiles are humming, fans love it, let's not do anything. I think what happened was when they were clued enough into what was happening, it was already too late without really getting their hands very dirty. Cleaning it up meant taking down the biggest players in the game. And that was an undertaking they weren't going to touch until somebody made them touch it.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Ketel Marte. It's out of the zone for a ball by Chris Sale. It's 1-0. The 1-0 banged hard on the ground, but right at Riley. Riley fires it over to first. It's a 5-3 put out, one away. One down. Randall Grichuk, the batter. Sale is at 82 pitches. If he can get a really quick inning here, we could see him out there for the sixth. First pitch on the way is right upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. Because we used Grant Holmes last night for 3 innings, he's not available. He would have been perfect for this situation. The 0-1 right there at the knees, 0-2. You may see the A.J. Smith-Shawver come out of the pen here. If Sale has to leave fairly early and they're trying to bridge the gap to the back innings, the 0-2. Swung on, bang, foul down the line. We'll do it again. Funny thing about the SSAJ, he is he hasn't been off the IL long, but I guess he's been working in the shadows there and getting some work in because they just activated him not too long ago. Now he's coming back on the roster. To my knowledge, has not done a rehab start. The 0-2 down and in, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the 96 gas, 1 away. 2 away, excuse me. I think I just said 1 away. He just brought it. Outer edge. No way to catch up to that one. So 2 down. You tell Sale is still upset with himself. I guess he's not hitting where he's wanting to hit him. The 2-2. I mean, first pitch on the way is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. It's late. Appreciate y'all spending your Tuesday night / about to be Wednesday morning with us. We'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow night. The 0-1. 94 inside. 1-1. Charlie is taking this chat to a different level. The 1-1 pitch. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul down the line. 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Slider down and in. 2-2. Gurriel 0 for 1. He did walk in the first. Chris Sale, if you're just joining us, he was in a bind in the first inning. Somehow got out of it without giving up a run. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 97 off the black. Up high. Cheese. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. I guess he will be coming out for the 6th. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I'm going to say no one's better than me. but I just, him playing in his 7th Super Bowl.
The most prolific and pure passing quarterback that this generation has ever seen.
Dan Marino, and it's always been Dan Marino.
But Marino, if you look at the stats, dude, his first season, 48 touchdowns in that era.
Back in,
dude,
what,
best
70s?
best quarterback
80s?
season in history. I don't care what anyone says,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Like, every single time that I've been putting up and breaking these records, it's like Dan Marino had 170 touchdowns in 3 years. I'm like, what? I thought they ran the ball back then.
It's hard to pick one, but I just think one of the guys I've seen play the best in that position that didn't get his due was Dan. I mean, you put Danny in here today with some of the size of these receivers and his ability to get the ball out of his hand and how accurate he was.
Not going to see quarterbacks like Dan Marino ever again.
Armchair.
Hey, does anybody else have to defrost when they first wake up before they start talking to people because they'd be mad as hell for no apparent reason for the first few minutes? Or is it just me?
In an era filled with home runs, Ichiro was a revelation, slapping the ball in every direction, beating out infield hits, flying around the bases.
Because this was in the midst of a bludgeon ball era in baseball, and here's this wiry little guy spraying base hits everywhere, beating out infield choppers, playing this sort of cerebral game. Was so different from the prevailing culture of the sport that I think it made it even more appealing.
Japanese newspapers and television stations dispatched hundreds of reporters to send back news of his every move to a nation eager for any information about their hero. Ichiro, his prime minister declared, makes me proud to be Japanese.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is high and out of the zone. Inside for a ball. It's 1-0. You get some breathing room for Chris Sale and company. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Fouls it away. 1-1. Angels and Rangers are tied at 4 in the 7th. Logan O'Hoppe has gone yard twice tonight. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 count. Gallen brings it. Swing and a miss at that knuckle curve. 1 away. It's about as predictable as it gets when he gets the 2 strikes on a right-hander. He goes to that knuckle curve. You see that ball bending at the top, you just got to spit on it knowing he's not going to hit the zone. Almost all of his knuckle curves have been in the dirt. 1 down. Matt Olson comes to the plate. First pitch, 90 miles an hour up top. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, and that ball's lifted into right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. The Ice House is rounding first, heading to second, and it's a 1-out double with the big zoo coming to the plate. He absolutely smoked that into the gap. Marcell Ozuna, who's 1 for 2, comes up. Braves lead at just 2-0. Got to get some insurance run, some breathing room. First pitch on the way. Bender inside, knuckle curve misses. It's 1-0. They do have a right-hander. Vieira warming up in the pen. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, chop foul. Towards the third base dugout. 1-1. Marcell Ozuna heading to the 2024 All-Star game, and he's going to be participating in the Home Run Derby. Gives Braves Country something to root for on those 2 days. The 1-1. Knuckle curve in the dirt. Ozuna spits on it, 2-1. Seattle leads San Diego 5-0 in the 7th. Toronto 3-1 over San Francisco in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch to Ozuna. Swing and a miss. Knuckle curve, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Yeah, the wheels have fallen off old Max Scherzer. They were ready to give him a Cy Young in his first outing. He's giving up 4 earned runs tonight. The 2-2. Nice take. Knuckle curve just below the knees. That's the one that Austin Riley should have spit on. But instead, you got a full count. Full count to Ozuna. Righty, righty. Gallen looks back. He brings it. Another knuckle curve. Swung on. That ball's going to get roasted into left field. Matt Olson just goes station to station, but it was a base hit. We've got runners on the corners and 1 out. The ball was hit hard on the ground to the left side, and Olson had to hold up because if the shortstop, Newman, hits that ball, he's going to be able to gun down Olson at third. But instead, you got runners on the corners, 1 out. And Adam Duvall coming to the plate. First pitch, swing, and chops it foul down the line. It's 0-1. Duvall's got to know he's going to be trying to get you to hit into a double play. You're going to see that knuckle curve. So you either got to get underneath it to lift it to the outfield to score Olson or just lay off it altogether. The 0-1 pitch right there at the knees. Slider, 0-2. 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Rosario. Braves with a golden opportunity to get some breathing room here. Top of the 6th, 2-0 your score. The 0-2 pitch. Swing! And that ball's lifted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A 3-run shot into the night. 441 happy feet. His 8th home run of the year in your Atlanta Braves. 5. Snakes, nothing. Exactly what I was talking about. You knew that knuckle curve was coming. You were going to swing at it. You've got to make sure you get underneath it. And he got all of it. He was trying to get that knuckle curve down. He would have liked it just a little more down to try to get him to bang it into a double play. 5-0 your score. Lavelle is going out there to talk to him. I think we're going to get a pitching change. We'll be back in a flash. Braves, 5-0 in the desert.
God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. When did I sign up for the war? When did I enlist?
Facebook just killed me. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Xmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this, Jeremy. Dear Jeremy, I am sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year, Santa. Dear Fatty, your threats don't scare me. I played your game and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it's expensive when you have elf slaves to make things for you. I think you are naughty for having slaves. Period, Jeremy.
Ichiro finished his first season, leading the American League in at-bats, hits, batting average, and stolen bases, won a Gold Glove Award, and was voted Rookie of the Year and MVP. It would be his first of 9 consecutive 200-hit seasons, breaking a record set by Wee Willie Keeler a century earlier in 1901. Other big league clubs were now eager to sign the next Ichiro.
That's a great thing about globalization, that people can take this thing that you played with and invented, and maybe to some degree spoiled with whatever's going on here, and it can go to an entirely different place and be recreated and regrown as if it's...
Welcome back. First pitch to Eddie Rosario is fouled off out of play. It's 0-1 to Rosario. Takes a fire shot to left. Bump towards the dugout of the third base side. Braves are sitting in the first base dugout for this series. Arizona, one of the teams that calls third base home. The 0-2, swung on, chopped back over the mound, but right there to make the play, a 6-3 put out. Hello, Newman, 2 away. Two down. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Murph, first pitch on the way, 97 on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Seattle all over San Diego. That's good news for Braves country. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. Braves come into tonight 2.5 in front of the Cardinals. They were rained out. 3.5 in front of the Padres. As the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. They are losing their game 7-0, and 6 games in front of Arizona, and obviously the Braves are leading that one. They get a little more breathing room if this score holds. For the top wild card, the 1-2. Swung on, chopped down the left field line, but foul. We'll do it again. San Francisco is losing as well. They're one of the teams chasing. The only team that is chasing Atlanta for the wild card in the top 6 that won tonight is the New York Mets. They beat the Washington Nationals, who are flailing down there in the 10th spot in the wild card. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's rifled foul down the line. We'll do it again. Braves 5. Arizona nothing. Top of the 6th. Does still look like that Sale's probably coming back out. They do have Jesse Chavez warming up in the bullpen, so we'll keep an eye on that. The 1-2. Swung on. That ball is laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to keep the inning alive. 1 on, 2 out. we're going to clear the number 9 hitter, bringing Orlando Arcia into play. There's a bender on the outer cut, and he just kind of grabbed it and laced it into left field. I think Gritchup might have misplayed that. I think if he cut on it a little earlier, he should have had that out. Once he realized that he made the mistake, he wanted to make sure it didn't get past him. First pitch on the way to Arcia is sawed off foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1 lets her rip. Whoa! High inside, 98 miles an hour. Close shave, 1-1. 1-1 count. Rips it, swung on, chopped over towards third. It's going to be a 5-4 putout to end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board. We head to the bottom of the 6th, leading by 5.
What can I get there for you?
Ruby, what do you want? Hamburger? French fries? Fart. Ruby!
Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy because you cannot be happy with what you have. I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Wow. Now you have nothing. Once you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled. You are on my naughty list. Now be afraid. Enjoy your cookies next year. Jeremy was not playing.
I have still 2 gloves that I've carded across all the years, and I have them for a purpose. One selfish, one familial. The selfish reason is I love them. I love them because they remind me of what I was when I was a kid, and they allow me to still be a kid when I hold the gloves. I can still see my parents, I can still see the apartment we lived in, all of those things. The familial reason is that my kids, like a lot of kids today, have an excess of things, material things. But my boys who played baseball, when they were 12, 13, or 14, they would occasionally come to me and say, Dad, I can't find my stuff. I can't find my catcher's equipment. You know where my bats went? And I'd go get one of the gloves and I'd say, hold it up and I'd say, I've had this since 1954. I know where this is. Go find your stuff and don't lose it.
Chris Sale's going to go back out there on the bump. 5-0 your score. First pitch on the way. High and inside. Christian Walker. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Comes set. Lets her rip. Fastball top of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead it 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Chris Sale at 94 pitches. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. Nice slider, 1-2. Always seems when these guys are struggling right at the end, they really get rolling, and you know they don't want to leave at that point, but he's up near the century mark. Jesse Chavez is warming up in the pen. The 1-2 from Sale. 82. Right on the edge. Didn't get the call. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got the 95 right up in his kitchen. 1 away. Man, did he bring that one. When he's got that slider peeling in, down, and in, and then that 95, 96 high cheese coming up, going back and forth, it is just almost impossible to time either one of those up. First pitch on the way is 96 right there at the knees. It's 0-1. It's almost one of those things where the batter has to just sit and guess and hope he's right, because it's too hard to adjust to the difference in speeds. The 0-1, four-seam fastball, 97 mile an hour, was chopped through the hole. Didn't get much of it, but got enough of it to roll it through the middle. 1 on, 1 out. Sale at 99 pitches. That might be it for him, although J.J. McCarthy is the batter, and that's a lefty, so he might get a chance to just face the lefty here and then go get him. Moreno at first, McCarthy at the plate, Suarez on deck. First pitch, swing, and that ball's laced into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to keep rolling, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are on the board. It's 5-1. A one-out triple have the Diamondbacks back in this ball game. McCarthy had been 0 for. He was sitting dead red and got 95 right in his wheelhouse. They were shooting for the outside cut. That's got to be it for Sale. Yep, they're going to go get him. Probably should have got him before this, but I understand why they stuck with him. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 5-1. Uncle Jesse coming in.
Oh, God. Just keep your mouth shut. You just making it worse.
I'm just feeling really down these days, and I don't know why. Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Wait, yes. Yes to that one. Yeah, no, it's what a mystery.
Over the next few days, the nation slowly began to regroup. Thousands made their way to New York to help search the rubble for survivors. Only a handful were found. They're still trying to find people, Derek Jeter, a resident of Manhattan, said. I really don't think it's the right time to play baseball. On Friday, September 14th, Commissioner Bud Selig announced that baseball would begin again the following Monday.
Following Monday, when they opened Wall Street, the streets were ringed with men with machine guns. There was still smoke pouring out of the pyre of the World Trade Center. A cop recognizes me. He says, "How are you?" I said, I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you? He says, "I'm worried." I said, "Yeah, I'm worried too." He said, "I'm worried about the Mets." And I sort of snapped out of it. I said, "You're worried about the Mets?" He said, "Yeah, well, I mean, the season resumes tonight, and I'm really worried. You're in Pittsburgh. I mean, do you think they've got enough to get back in the pennant race? I mean, they were doing so well, and can they catch the Braves?" I said, "How on earth could that possibly matter? We're standing, I mean, the smoke coming up from behind us." And what? He says, "Well," he says, "it doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. I got 300 friends dead. It doesn't matter." He says, "But tonight, 7 o'clock, and all day the rest of today, I can look forward to 7 o'clock where I can put my feet up and pretend it does matter."
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. First pitch on the way. Junior Suarez from Uncle Jesse is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over to third. Riley, he's going to let the run go through. 5-3 put out, 2 away. So the Diamondbacks are back within striking distance, now down by just 3. If he comes home with that, he's got a chance, but you also have a chance of the inning spinning out of control. Alec Thomas, the batter, first pitch on the way, 90 up top. It's 0-1. It's funny when you watch Uncle Jesse pitch. None of his stuff comes in overpowering, but he's just so smooth on the delivery and keeps pounding the zone is the 0-1 right there for a strike 0-2. I would think he would come out for the 7th inning as well. Remember, we probably don't have eyeglasses. He pitched 2 innings last night. He pitched 2 innings over the weekend, so I would think they're going to give him today, maybe even tomorrow off. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires inside, 2-2. Sinker missing. Braves 5, Arizona 2. The 2-2. Misses inside once again. Ball 3, 3-2. So he's in danger of walking Thomas. On deck is Newman. 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on the slider. He doesn't throw those often. That'll end the inning. Arizona adds 2 to the board, but we lead by 3. We'll be back in a flash.
Hey, I know y'all do stuff different in Africa, but this ain't gonna fly in my American church. A South African pastor who claims to heal people by farting in their face claims he farts the Holy Spirit. Ain't no way. First of all, if you fart the Holy Spirit, I fart cash register sounds. Can't believe y'all letting that man sit down on y'all face. Y'all ain't scared of mist? Yeah, it goes through cotton. You can't even really see it. It's like a spooky dookie. How people don't think. Not every day is gonna be a fart. But I can't see how y'all let them sit on y'all face after 2 or 3 sermons. You know you sweat on the pulpit. Now you smell like Holy Ghost nuts.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're out of luck because that's like all I got, dude. I'm like 95% cringe, and then it stops because I didn't have enough to get 100%. So it's just cringe, and that's on. Embrace the cringe!
The New York Yankees' first game was in Chicago.
The remarkable part was we go out there and in the stands you see we love New York and we're in Chicago. And you know that, you know, in Boston they were playing New York, New York. That type of stuff just gave you goosebumps when you realized that it was just a country coming together. And our baseball was there to distract the people from, you know, thinking about the horrors that just went on.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-2. Kid Kelnick leads us off, taking a first pitch ball from Vieira. It's 1-0. The 1-0 from the right-hander, 97 outside wide, 2-0. Like to get a couple more breathing room runs. Lead by 3, but we do not have Iglesias. So we really don't want this to come down to a close one in the 9th. The 2-0. Swung on, sliced, fouling out of play, 2-1. You would tend to think it's going to be Jimenez closing, unless it's a left-handed heavy part of the lineup, then they'll probably go to Mentor. The 2-1 pitch. 98 inside, 2-2. You'd think Jesse would probably pitch the 7th as well, as he closed out the 6th. And if he can get through that, the 8th inning, you may see A.J. Smith-Shawver. You never know how they're going to play that out. The 2-2. 100 miles an hour. It missed the zone, but they're going to call that for a wide strike 3, 1 away. I did not know Vieira triple digits. Now, it was off the plate, but 100 miles an hour is probably just a blur up there anyways. 1 down. First pitch to Ozzie Albies. 98 up top. It's 0-1. Braves 5, Arizona 2. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Braves. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Snakes. The 0-1, slider right there at the knees. 0-2. 0-2 count. Ozzie Albies 0 for 3 on the night. A foul out, a pop out, a ground out. The 0-2. 100 outside wide. We'll do it again. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow. 9:40 first pitch once again. The 1-2 swung on, just got a piece of that to stay alive. The 1-2 count. Kicks and fires, swung on, chopped back off the mound. It's going to bounce off the glove of Vieira. He's going to have to eat that one. And Ozzie Albies, they ought to give him a infield single. It's a tough play for Vieira to try to make. It was a high ball for chopper that bounced off his glove as he was trying to backpedal. By the time it hit the ground, he was the only one who had a chance at it. He had no chance. Tomorrow night, Charlie Morton night. And Thursday, his first pitch on the way. Austin Riley is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Friday night should be Schwellenbach. That's if they don't put A.J. Smith-Shawver in tomorrow or the next day. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. You could see them possibly doing that to give another break in the pitching rotation. I think if they did that, as they throw it over there to first, you could just see A.J. Smith-Shawver taking the spot of Raylo and give him the rest of the week off just because they're worried about his innings. The 1-1 swung on, fouled straight back, 1-2. I hope they don't do that. I want to see him pitch. I want to see him take it all the way. As of right now, Raylo would be set up to pitch Saturday against the Padres against Matt Waldron. That's the only game this week that is a 7:15 first pitch. Monday through Friday, they're all 9:40. The 1-2 to Riley, runner at first. They're going to flip it over there to keep Ozzie close by. The way it lines up right now, Chris Sale would pitch on Sunday for the first half finale. The 1-2, swing. Sliced it foul and out of play. We'll do it again. If you put A.J. Smith-Shawver in the rotation at all this week, you're either A, skipping someone altogether, or B, Chris Sale does not make his start on Sunday. The 1-2 to Riley, 1 for 3 on the night. The pitch, caught looking. No? Wow. Vieira was stepping off the mound. Riley froze. I thought it was, well, I know it was a strike. He just didn't get the call. And Lavulo is yelling from the dugout. That was 101 right there on the gas. Maybe that's a makeup pitch from the previous batter. The 2-2, swing and a miss. That'll strike him out. Slider up top, about letter high. On the play, on the pitch, I should say, Ozzie Albies swiped second base. And he'll move into scoring position with 2 outs. So with 2 outs, his 7th stolen base of the year, Matt Olson steps up. First pitch, swung on, chopped over towards second, backhanded by Marte. It's going to be an easy 4-3 putout, and Olson just gave that at bat away. We'll be back in a flash. Braves clinging to a 3-run lead.
Smoking meth and posting Bible quotes on Facebook does not make you a Methodist.
When I committed to Florida State, the things that happened to me and my family was unbelievable. Living in the state of Alabama, 35 minutes from Tuscaloosa. I mean, my mailbox getting beat down. Thank the Lord, Home Depot had these mailboxes you could stick in the ground. I still don't have grass that grows in my front yard at my hometown house. Somebody poisoned my grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I smelled gasoline. Fans would send my grandmother hate mail. You going at grandma just because her grandson ain't going to Alabama?
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, Derek Jeter came to bat.
Young Hun Kim trying to send this game to the 11th.
It was 4 minutes after midnight on November 1st.
Taking care of the first two here in the 10th. Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over. Yankees win and the series is tied.
Welcome back. Uncle Jesse will go back out there for the 7th inning. Braves lead it by just 3. First pitch on the way. 91 right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Just misses outside. 1-1. They have not announced a starter for Arizona tomorrow. So your guess is as good as mine. The 1-1 fouled back 1-2. I know they said they've had some injuries to their rotation, which is why we saw the kid yesterday. I thought that kid had pretty good stuff for Arizona. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away. 2-2. It's a 2-2 count to Newman. He's 1 for 2 with a double in the second. The 2-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Cutter on the inner track. 1 away. One down. That'll take us back to the top of the order. Ketel Marte leads us off. First pitch, 90 right there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Deep right field, going back on the track. Making the catch in front of the swimming pool out there in right field. 2 away. Two down. It's about that time to turn back time. On this date in 1958 on Capitol Hill, Casey Stengel and Mickey Mantle appear in front of a Senate subcommittee investigating baseball's antitrust exemption. First pitch on the way is a sinker outside wide, misses. It's 1-0. After the old professor gives 45 minutes of rambling and confusing testimony, the 1-0 pitch swung on, pops it up high and deep into center field, going back on the track, making a leaping catch is Kid Kelnick to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. It was a loud out number 3, kind of a loud out number 2, but Uncle Jesse got out of it with a big old wry smile. We'll be back in a flash.
You guys, I got on the scale this morning, and let me tell you, the armor of God is heavy. Isn't it great to know that he's always there?
I woke up today, I said, you know what, I'm look cute. I'm gonna actually look like a girl. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I decided to straighten my hair. Outfit trash. But you know what? We did the makeup. Class is canceled. So you mean to tell me I fought for my life for this eyeliner for nobody to see it?
Hey, I don't know who I need to talk to in order to put this in action, but I think buying groceries with no food stamps should help boost your credit score.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
In Game 6, Randy Johnson came through again for Arizona, and they beat New York 15-2 in Phoenix. In Game 7, for the third time, Curt Schilling started for Arizona. Roger Clemens again pitched for New York.
Curt Schilling, who last night guaranteed a victory, saying we're going to win. The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Infield in, one out.
The one problem is Rivera throws inside the left-handers, and left-handers get a lot of broken bat hits into the shallow part of the outfield. That's the danger in bringing the infield in with a guy like Rivera on the mound.
There's just enough time in baseball to see tragedy or triumph headed your way. Season's over.
The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Back to that turn back time. This is pretty good. On this date, 1958, on Capitol Hill, Casey Stengel, who was always known for his ramblings, Mickey Mantle appeared in front of a Senate subcommittee investigating baseball's antitrust exemption. His first pitch on the way to Vieira, who's back out there again. It's a strike at the about waist high to Ozuna. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing! And that ball's lifted down the left field line, but foul. Man, that ball was sizzled. Just couldn't keep it straight. 0-2. After the old professor, which was the nickname. His nickname was actually the old professor. I mean, P-E-R-F-E-S-S-O-R, because it was just the way he spoke. He speaks for 45 minutes, kind of rambles, goes on and on and on, doesn't say anything. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, lifted into center field, making the catch. Zalek Thomas, one away. After all the rambling and confusing testimony, Senator Estes Kaviver laughs when he asks Mickey Mantle to respond to his inquiry about the issue. And Mickey answers, "My views are exactly just as crazy as what Casey just said." That was on this date, 1958. First pitch on the way to Duvall is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Kind of reminds me of what we have going on in Washington right now. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, roasted up the middle. That's a worm burner. That's going to get Mr. Adam Duvall on base. Maybe he's getting off the schneid a little bit. He's no longer an automatic out. He had a 3-run jack earlier tonight. Now he just smoked one up the middle. One on, one out. Lavulo, he's seen enough, and he's going to take him out of the game. They head to the bullpen. He raised his glove to the skies. I'm not sure what he was doing, thanking or cursing the Lord, but we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What are you doing? Excuse me? Are you really drinking a beer before work? You damn right I'm having a beer. What? Have you been to that job? No. Have you dealt with them idiots all day? No. Let me do me. Thank you.
Don't put your mouth on something that somebody else might touch. You're not supposed to do that. Some germs are good for you. Lots of germs are bad.
Yeah, you're damn right I'm thick. Thick of not being appreciated.
I got a PSA, and this is for everybody that's already cutting their damn grass. Cause why is you cutting your grass? Huh? Well, listen here, damn it. I'm not doing it. I'm not cutting my grass. I don't care if it's 80 degrees and beautiful out here, you hear me? I don't care. Cause it was just 39 degrees this morning. I got on long sleeves. And I'm not cutting my grass.
When I said I like it rough, I did not mean my whole life, Jesus. I didn't. I didn't. Let's sit down and have a talk for just a minute, okay there, bud? Okay? No, this ain't gonna work, my boy.
The New York Yankees, the team much of America was rooting for, had lost. Several of their stars, including Tino Martinez and Scott Brocious, moved on or retired. It would be 8 years before they would win another championship.
It's just so sad saying goodbye to everybody. I went around the room and hugged everybody, and it was just a sad way to end our relationship, basically. Even though the memories were great, that night was about as sad as it gets.
Welcome back. Joe Mantiply comes on. Southpaw with a 4.54 ERA. Set to face Eli White now. White in for Rosario. First pitch on the way. Swung on and swatted back foul. It's 0-1. On this date in 1969, Tom Seaver's near-perfect game, immortalized as the imperfect game, is broken up when Cubs rookie Jim Qualls, the 0-1 pitch, right there at the knees for a strike 0-2. Jim Qualls, a lifetime .223 hitter, singles into center field. 2 outs. The 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. The 24-year-old right-hander, Tom Seaver, who will toss 5 one-hitters for the Mets, will finally get his no-no in 1978 against St. Louis, pitching for the Cincinnati Reds. The 1-2, swung on, chopped, foul down the line. We'll do it again. I've actually seen that game several times. They have played that many a times. They played it during the pandemic a few times, but since then, just on the different MLB, the old MLB channels, I usually have one running here in the office when I'm doing production. I've seen that game more times than I can remember. The 1-2, swung on, chopped in front of the mound. In front of home plate, but it banged off the plate foul. We'll do it again. This is a pretty good one. This is Braves turn back time. Those of y'all who grew up Generation X or before will appreciate this one. The 1-2 to Eli. Swing. He lifts it high and deep into right field, going back on the track, trying to make a leaping catch. But the ball goes off the wall. Adam Duvall comes all the way around to score. And your Atlanta Braves lead it 6-2. Eli White will be credited with an RBI triple. He thought maybe the ball had either left the building or he was getting a ground rule double. Between the Diamondbacks' yellow jerseys and the yellow stripe at the top of the wall, the ball kind of disappeared. It was just past the leaping glove of McCarthy out there, and it rattled off the base of the wall and rolled several feet back into right field. So center fielder Alec Thomas had to come over and get it. By the time he did, I think if White knew what was going on, it would have been an inside the Parker because he's got that kind of speed. But instead, they're going to intentionally walk Sean Murphy to set up a double play. Lando Arcia comes to the plate. First pitch off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves lead it 6-2. That's the short of it. Runners at the corners, 1 out. You know, Eli's got the kind of speed that if he realized what was going on and kept trucking, I think he would have scored. The 1-0. Swing. Fouls it back, 1-1. On this date in 1986, Gen X and before, Braves outfielder Dale Murphy's consecutive game streak comes to an end at 740 games when he sits on the bench in the team's 7-3 victory over the Phillies at Veterans Stadium. The 1-1 swung on, chopped over towards third, just foul, 1-2. The 30-year-old, 5-time All-Star hadn't missed a game since September of 1981. And that's your turn back time for July 10th, 2024. Major League Baseball. One-two count to Arcia. The pitch on the way, swing, and a missed strike 3. Blew it right by him. 2 down. That'll bring Kid Kelnick to the plate. Mantiply just reared back and slung it up there 90 miles an hour. And you would have thought that was 108 because Arcia must have been sitting on off speed because it was nowhere close to getting that bat off his shoulders in time. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick is swung on and blasted deep into center field, and that's going to die right there at the warning track. Kelnick was hopping because he thought he got a hold of it. In most stadiums, he did. But it's 4:07 out there. We'll be back in a flash.
Congratulations. You got on my nerves again today. Woo!
Okay, so here are 3 things that I think only America does. Now, the Red Cups are definitely an American thing. I've never ever seen them in the UK. I don't think they exist. When you're in America, they're in every bar, every home, every house party. They'll have Red Cups. Number 2, wearing footwear indoors. Now, I've been to a few American homes and they're completely fine with you wearing shoes inside. I don't know if this is just something in the UK we do, but we always take our shoes off before we enter the building. It surprises me every time. I mean, I still take my shoes off. It's just a habit. The last thing that I think only America does has to be taking your bank card from you. When you're paying for a meal, they will take your card away, run off somewhere in the back, put the price in, and then return with your card and a receipt. And you just kind of have to pray that they haven't added on an extra $100. We are taught back in England to never give your card to anyone. So this is something I think only America does.
Cheese dogs. Cheese dogs. That's what we have. You mean hot dogs? No, they don't want them. What is a cheese dog? I've never heard of a cheese dog.
The greatest home run hitter of all time, Hank Aaron, opens trading today at the New York Stock Exchange. And the market promptly hits a home run for investors. The Dow now up 23% for the year. NASDAQ, with all its tech stocks, up an astonishing 71% for the year.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. Find us today on YouTube.com if you're listening to us on radio. First pitch on the way from Uncle Jesse. He's back out there for another inning of work. It's a swing and a miss strike to the number 3 hitter, Gurriel. It's 0-1. Heart of the order due up here for the Diamondbacks. The 0-1. Down and away. Slider misses. 1-1. Braves lead at 6-2. 6 more outs, and they will at least split the series here in Arizona as the 1-1 pitch is fouled away. 1-2. You know, the underlying storyline of this, if you want to think big picture, is the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did that get a piece of him? No, it fouled off the bat. We'll do it again. 1-2. Thought it almost might have got his hand, but there's an underlying story to this is Arizona comes in tonight 2.5 out. So they'll most likely be, well, they'll still stay 2.5 out of the wild card as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and rattled down the third base line off the glove of Riley, and it's going to be an infield single for Gurriel. 1 on, nobody out here in the 8th. But if Arizona were to fall out of the wild card race, they'd start selling off. And if they start selling off, Braves country will have their eyes on that man who's not in the lineup tonight, Jock Peterson. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Christian Walker 1 for 3. The 0-1. Jesse comes set, lets her go. 88 off the plate. Cutter misses 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again 1-2. Braves 6. Diamondbacks 2. Bottom of the 8th. It's getting interesting in San Francisco. They have just tied the game up with the Blue Jays in the 9th. Blue Jays were an out away from winning that thing. The 1-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Cutter up top. Walker wants to argue, but he'll go grab some pine. 1 away. One down. First pitch on the way to Gabby Moreno, who's 1 for 1. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped over to second. Ozzie to Arcia to Olsen. Got him! 6-4-3 ends the inning. We'll be back in a flash. Ozzie, Riley, Olsen coming to the plate.
I don't have no friends because I like to be in bed. I'm for the sheets, not the streets, baby.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, would you mind doing me a favor and putting on your mask? That'd be awesome, man.
Why are you in my car?
Are you an Uber?
No, but you're gonna go with me now.
No, wait a minute, Jesus!
Listen, if you and I are ever on the phone and you hear me say some dumb like, hey man, I'm gonna call you right back. When you hang up that phone, just go on about your day. Don't sit around holding your breath waiting on me to call you back, because you'll turn every color of the rainbow right before you meet your maker. I'm not playing. You think it's a game? The best time to call my phone is text message.
It's hard to compare errors now, but I also think that balls are go a little farther. I won't say juice. Most of the parks are smaller, but players today are bigger and stronger than before.
The ball may be juiced and some of the players may be juiced.
I was trying in a general sense to call attention to the fact that this stuff just doesn't make sense. And this was the part that I found especially galling. People throughout baseball who pride themselves on knowing the difference between the split second it took Bill Mazeroski to turn a double play as opposed to the average second baseman, who pride themselves on knowing when a guy's arm angle comes down ever so slightly because he's fatigued in the late innings, who notice if a guy has moved half a step in or half a step back at third base. They didn't notice a damn thing when guys showed up looking like they'd been inflated with bicycle pumps.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Country Baseball. Y'all are cracking me up in the chat. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Humberto Castellanos, say that 3 times fast, will enter the game. We have actually seen him before. 5 innings of work this year with a 9 ERA. He's set to face the heart of the Atlanta Braves lineup. I'm gonna put one of the, we're on radio, so I'm gonna put one of the comments that made me laugh during the break on the screen real quick. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is high and inside. Cutter misses. It's 1-0. I looked up from the monitor and went, what? The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Foul down the line. 1-1. Yeah, these been a rough couple of nights. I'm hoping to get on a decent sleep schedule tomorrow. The 1-1. Castellanos brings it, swings, fouls it straight back, 1-2. Talking about this the last couple of days, I might as well look it up now. I believe we have one of these goofy road trips in August, and then I think that's it, but I'm going to double check that real quick. The 1-2 to Ozzie. Swing, pops it up. Back foul and out of play. We'll do it again. Second half of the season schedule is going to look like this. Four-seam fastball to Ozzie. Misses well off the plate, 2-2. We're going to come out of the break and be at home for the first 6 games, which is nice. Be at home against the Cardinals and the Reds. The 2-2. Swing. Hammers it down the first baseline. Foul. Do it again. We'll then go to, 7 on the road, New York Mets, the Milwaukee Brewers. So that'll be kind of a tough road haul. And then we'll come back home as the 2-2. Swung on, sliced back foul. By the way, that Tuesday, July 30th, that is the trade deadline. First pitch is 8:10 that night. We're going to come on the air 6:30. The trade deadline ends at 6 p.m. We're going to come on 6:30. Me and a couple of the guys are going to come on and react to all the trade deadline news. Do about an hour to hour plus show. Get you ready for the Braves game. The 2-2 popped up high in the sky. Can of corn just past second base. Drifting back, making the catch is the shortstop. Newman, 1 away. After that, when we come home from from that road trip, we'll come home and face the Marlins and Brewers once again, this time in Truist Park for 6. And then we go out west. And this is kind of a long one, but we go back out west for a long road trip. The first pitch to Riley misses outside. They follow that up with a sinker high and outside, 2-0. A.J. Minter is warming up in the bullpen. So he's set to pitch the 9th. The 2-0. Inside, 3-0. They may pitch him regardless because he hasn't pitched in a few days. They may just want to get him some work regardless. But the Braves tack on some runs. They would have the option of sitting him down and going elsewhere. The 3-0, outside wide, ball 4. And he'll head on down to first base. And Austin Riley, 1 on, 1 out here at the top of the 9th. On Friday, August 9th, we are heading to Colorado. That is a 10-game road trip. First pitch on the way is bounced off the plate, bounces around, and Riley stays put. I think he could have easily taken second. Moreno could not find the ball. Looked like something out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon. He was flipping around trying to figure out where the ball was, and it was actually right behind his foot. We'll go to Colorado for 3, San Francisco for 4, which could be a big deal in the wild card standings, and then finish up with the Angels. We'll go see Ron Washington for 3, and maybe we'll grab him and stick him on the plane, tell him to come on back. That'll be towards the end of the year. He might already be fired. The 1-0 misses inside to Olsen's 2-0. 2-0 count. Righty lefty, runner at first. The pitch. Swing, slices back foul, 2-1. We will then come home Tuesday, August 20th, and face the Phillies at home for 3, Washington at home for 3. The 2-1 swing, and that ball's hammered into center field, but right at the center fielder, Alec Thomas, 2 away. The week of Labor Day weekend, we are at Minnesota for 3 and at Philadelphia for 4. And then we come home. The first pitch on the way to Ozuna's right there at the knees. It's 0-1. We're off on Labor Day itself. We come home, and it's Colorado for 3, Toronto for 3, at Washington for 2, and then the Dodgers come calling 4 games in September at Truist Park. The 0-1 to Ozuna blows it right there for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runner at second, 2 outs. The pitch. Swings. Goes back up against the backstop. We'll do it again. After that big 4-game series against the Dodgers, you know the Braves will be chomping at the bit for that one after getting swept and pretty much embarrassed in Los Angeles. We'll be looking to exact some revenge. The 0-2. Up top. No, I didn't give him the call. Man, he is really... I bet the Arizona faithful have been ticked off about the strike zone all night long. They have gotten some bum calls. The 1-2 to Marcel. Inside, almost gets him 2-2. After that series, we will be in Cincinnati for 3, Miami for 3, and then we'll finish the season at home against the Mets on a 3-game series, and at home against Kansas City. Really weird way to end the season. Home against the Royals for a 3-game series. The 2-2 swung on, fouled straight back. Do it again, 2-2. I don't remember the last time we finished the season and it wasn't against a division rival. It's a really strange way to end it for the Braves. The 2-2 to Marcel. Way outside wide. The ball goes to the backstop. This time Riley does truck on down to second. And he'll go in there with ease. And it's a full count to Ozuna. Castellanos, 24th pitch of the night. Lifts his red glove and brings it. Swing and a miss, curveball. Strike 3. Ozuna turned back to ask the umpire if that was in the zone. He said it was. Ozuna probably said, "Are you sure?" Because none of the other ones were called strikes. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You know why no one's loyal and everybody talks? Because people need to get punched in the mouth again. It's crazy how a good punch to the mouth will adjust somebody's attitude.
Look at that baby there with all them big kids. Baby can't talk. Some babies can talk. Okay, up, come on, sit down. Okay, up, come on, sit down. Where did you learn that at? From school. From the TV too. Stand up, turn around, sit down. You learned that from school. Uh-huh, me too. Who told you that? Did the TV tell you that?
In May of 2002, Jose Canseco, who would later claim that without steroids, he would have never even made it to the major leagues, retired from baseball with 462 home runs. He told the press that 85% of major leaguers were taking steroids. There would be no baseball left, Canseco insisted, if we drug tested everyone. But hardly anyone took his claims seriously. Then, a few weeks later, Sports Illustrated published a cover story by Tom Verducci, which described players taking a wide range of performance-enhancing drugs. In the article, former Padres third baseman Ken Caminiti confessed that he had taken heavy doses of steroids for years, beginning in 1996, when he had been named the National League's most valuable player.
And what really struck me was, first of all, the responsibility that he took for his own career, but also the fact that he had no remorse whatsoever. And that's when it really hit home to me that it was so pervasive in the game that given the choice, he would do it again.
Back to Braves Country Baseball, A.J. Minter will come into the game. 2.7 ERA. Lefty-lefty matchup. McCarthy the batter. First pitch on the way. He's 1 for 3. Swung on. That ball's chopped over towards short. Arcia's got it. Fires it across the infield to Olsen. 6-3 put out. One away. One down. Suarez the batter. Braves 2 outs away from taking the first 2 games of this series. First pitch on the way. Swung on. Chopped over to third. Backhanded by Riley, kind of an Olay snag. Nifty play, 5-3 put out. 2 down. So 2 hard hit balls. 2 good defensive plays. Minter. See if he can't get a 3-pitch inning here. Alec Thomas, the batter, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch, swung on, chopped over to Olsen, and he'll flip it over to Minter. He'll tag the bag, and that is what we call a perfect inning, baby. A 3-pitch inning. In fact, Minter actually hits the bag, turns around, and asks the other guys, was that just 3 pitches? Ozzy's got a big smile on his face. You don't get those hardly anymore. I mean, except for the Braves are batting. But a lot of these teams are tough to hit some pitches. I think Arizona's just as tired as everybody else. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. I don't think there's any doubt in the world. Game ball tonight. It's got to be Mr. Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall goes out there, 2 for 3, a 3-run home run that really sealed the deal. And your Atlanta Braves go to 12 games over 500. And by the end of the night, we should be looking at a situation where we will be 4.5 in front of the final slot for the wild card. And we will have moved to 3 games in front of St. Louis as they were rained out. I believe they're playing a doubleheader tomorrow, but don't quote me on that. I didn't see a confirmation. But nonetheless, the Braves sit atop the wild card of the National League and playing good baseball here recently. And back at it tomorrow night. Unless they change it, it's Charlie Morton night. And we'll see who Arizona sends to the pond. Y'all have a great night. I am exhausted. I've gotten about 5 hours of sleep the last couple of nights. We will see you tomorrow night, 9:40 first pitch.